Hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, I'm Mark, and it's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate. Good evening, everybody. It's Tuesday night.
It's 7:30. It's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for another episode of the podcast. Let's get Jamie in.
Hi.
Evening.
Good evening.
I didn't hear your intro because Dash was going. Rah, 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 rah,
Yeah.
rah, rah.
That's why I was telling him to shut up.
Loud and annoying.
He's feeling a bit needy tonight, is he?
He hasn't had any walks for the last 3 days, I think.
Too hot, isn't it? That's too hot on their paws and the concrete. It's their little soft paws.
I have been swimming, but I've just got a shorts and t-shirt on because it's too hot to be wearing a hoodie.
Looks like your dad's been swimming as well.
No, I've just been in the shower.
Dad, imagine if you had jumped in with me as well.
Tell us about your swimming, George. How are you doing at swimming?
Yeah, I've got 3 badges that I'm gonna get in the next 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But the lady who does it has to has to order them.
Right. What are they for?
So one of them is for being able to swim like with no one holding me for a woggle, which I did.
Yeah.
It just had instructions, so then if you do it on instructions, you'll do it.
Brilliant.
You'll get it.
Very good. Disability badges, apparently.
Yeah, disability badges.
Disability swimming badges.
Ah, fantastic. Can't wait to see him.
I'm not sure. I'm just sitting on the chair.
We know that. We know how tall you are.
No, I'm not. I'm taller than you.
When I'm sat down.
So, I've seen something on Instagram this week, George, about George's little shop.
Yeah, Dad, I didn't know that you posted something about that.
And Mummy posted something as well.
Yeah. So, what's that all about?
So I've been... shush. This is my big moment. Shush.
You tell him I'll get rid of the dog.
Okay. I have the whole chair to myself, by the way. So I've started my own little shop.
Yeah.
With Dad. We made it a few years ago, but we've used it again.
You sold seeds last time.
Yeah, I sold seeds last time, but
Oh, wow.
So I gave my dad was happy to give away some like tomato plants, some blackcurrants, kale, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I've got 27 quid with it.
Yep.
What? So you're saying your dad was happy to give them away to you?
Yeah. And then I would sell. And then I sell them.
Hold on. Perfect little entrepreneur. You'll be on Dragon's Den next.
And what did you buy with some of your money?
What?
What did you get from the toy shop?
Oh, so the wing robes. So I watched the wing robes on YouTube. They're just a dash, not again. I bet he's gonna try and jump through there now.
Just ignore the dog.
And they released their own football company called Wingrove Sports Creations. And they've released something called a Powerball, so you can hit it and it'll get power on it. I got it. It was £15. And with some money, I bought that. And then I'll buy some other things as well.
You wanted some new books, didn't you?
Yeah, 2 new Dragon books, and then the Top Wing DVD.
Yeah. Good.
It lasts 24 hours, I think. The DVD.
Mm.
No. It is.
And what about your chaos bed? You've got to tell people about your chaos bed.
My chaos bed. I've got some cornflowers flowering.
Yeah, already.
some of his edible flower bed.
Dad, where's the turnaround button?
Well, you don't need to. It's behind you. It's sticking up above your head.
There. Can you see it?
No, because your head's in the way.
1, 2, 3.
Over there somewhere.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well done. You are getting your green fingers gradually.
Oh, gardening facts. I did actually do this because I was at swimming and I had my tea early, so I couldn't do this. But my dad.
All right.
The iPad died.
Yeah, then the iPad died.
Yeah. Okay. We'll let you off this week.
Temperatures above 32 degrees can cause heat stress in many plants, slowing growth and causing wilting, yellowing, or even death.
Mm.
I
But
said to my dad, that's a bit of a grim one.
But it's
There's
very
been
relevant.
there's been a lot of that this last week or so, hasn't there?
Yeah.
Lots of
I bet you.
brown grass.
And I've got my paddling pool up.
And you've got a
Good.
paddling pool.
Perfect thing to have when it's nice and sunny.
And then when you finished, we watered the garden with it, didn't
Me
we?
and my mum was wrestling in it yesterday.
And why was there no footage of that?
Because I was away.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
you were
Oh, yeah.
the thing.
You were with me.
It's out there, Dad.
It's up
Oh,
there.
brilliant.
Let's go try and jump over that, Dad.
As long as you're having a good time, keeping cool, that's the main
just
thing, isn't it?
Me,
Went through your legs.
Megs.
Right, bedtime.
Bye.
Bye. See you next week.
Night, George. See you later.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow. But I'll see you guys next week.
See you, mate.
Off you go.
Bye.
Bye.
Mhm.
Got your hair back.
Yeah. 27 quid on a few old tomato plants.
Some of our neighbours are very generous, I have to say.
Oh, I see. So if it said Mark's garden shop, that probably wouldn't have.
Support anything.
I understand now.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Good on him. Good on him.
His grandparents have bought some and his auntie, so.
But anything, even, that aspect of gardening he's still doing gardening at some point. He's sorting the plants out, he's moving them, he's selling them. It's all gardening, isn't it?
When it's going in as well, isn't it? Because it's like, oh, hang on a minute, I can make money from that. So if I sow some seeds and then I've got some plants, I can then sell those plants and buy some stuff that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
So it's a good way in, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Very good. I thought you can say I bought some seeds for next year or some seeds to grow to sell again, but nah.
The dog is stupid. I've just thrown his toy through the window and he's trying to jump through the window. Go round. You're trampling my tomatoes.
Oh dear.
One week
it's going to be
nice just to not have Dash disrupting the podcast.
Can't you lock him in the house?
And then he just barks the whole time.
Does he?
Yeah.
Because he knows you're out there.
Yeah.
Oh well. We don't mind Dash, he's part of it.
Yeah, he's part of the furniture.
Yeah. Get him in then.
Get him in.
Get him in.
So tonight we have the kindest and most fabulous human you could ever hope to meet.
Wow. I'm already here though.
And a barking dog.
I'm already here.
My neighbour's walking down the yard and that's why he's barking. We'll just wait for him to stop.
I may need to sell some plants to fund the Tilia Henria. What's that?
Oh, you know the lime tree that we saw yesterday with all the, I don't know
Oh,
whether you were
yeah.
there or whether
Yeah.
I was talking to, with all the little pointy bits.
Saw your story.
Yes. So his passion for gardening is infectious. We finally got to meet at Gardener's World Live last month. Let's give a big hello, growers, to Izzy for plant sake. Izzy.
Is he in?
Is in?
I've got to apologise. I kept saying plant sake, not for plant sake on my little story. Of course he's in. There he is.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
How you
Wow,
doing?
what an
Huh?
introduction. I was wondering who you were introducing there for a moment.
Amazing,
Oh,
eh?
that's very kind of you. Thank you. Very kind.
How you doing? Hot enough for you?
Oh, dude, it's been quite a very tough 2 days, isn't it? It's been really good. I mean, my we bought this paddling pool for the girls a few weeks ago, and I hated it because it's in the patio and it's taking a lot of room of my
Yeah.
plants. So I've had to like spread my plants everywhere. So my garden looks like a really, it looks like a tornado and a hurricane mated in my garden at the moment. It is just chaos everywhere. And but then for the last 2 days it's been so hot. I mean, I really appreciated that paddling pool because I absolutely ruined it, man. It was so hot. It's so good just being in it. So playing with my youngest in it, it's been quite cooling. But no, I love the heat, but I just don't love that deadly kind of heat. That heat that is way too much.
Mm.
It's just no breeze, nothing whatsoever. But I mean, it's good. The tomatoes are quite happy. All the heat-loving plants are having a field day. So it's been
They
good,
are,
but a
yeah.
lot of watering as well. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. A lot of
You guys
water.
been good?
Oh, yeah, really good. So George's factors, what was it? Over 32 degrees is not good for lots of plants.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, so there's
no.
well,
No,
there's been a lot of plants struggling.
it's
But
been really
luckily
good.
the only things in the greenhouse are the things that actually love it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I absolutely love that. I love that your lad, George. He's just so cool, man.
it's great,
He's
isn't
absolutely awesome. He really is so cool. I love that interaction. I love how you interact with your boy. It's so good. It's really it's quite lovely
he?
to to watch you interact with your son. It's really good.
Yeah.
Well done to you, dude. You're
Yeah,
such
it's
a good
good.
dad.
Yeah,
Turning on the
we all
camera.
know that you do get a hard time, Mark, a lot of the
Yeah.
time. Yeah, but we also all know that you love him more than words can ever explain.
Oh, yeah.
So we all
Yeah,
understand.
it's amazing. It's more infectious than anything. There's so many things I love about you both. I just love I just love, other than your passion for gardening, I just love your friendship. It's something to watch. It's quite easy here on social media to appear to have it all figured out. But having met you, having seen you interact, you are absolutely fantastic with one another. Mark, the way you interact with your boy and your family, and some of the vulnerabilities that you come up with here. You are so vulnerable, and I think that is such a that is such a strength. It says a lot more about you than you realize. In fact, you inspire some of us who like to try and show the best bits of our lives to just come out and be real. I enjoy seeing you being real, dude. It's
Mm.
so beyond plants, beyond gardening. I just love your heart, bro. Both of you, your friendship is so evident. It's so evident to see, and I just want to commend you on that. Say, well done, lads. Well
Oh,
done.
thank you,
Doing
thank you, mate.
It's
doing
a
it. You're
blush.
doing it like no one is watching, and that's
Mm.
that's that's a very rare commodity these days. Being real is very
Yeah,
rare. Being
yeah.
being real is so rare in the life of filters and all that. I absolutely love that about both of you. Your friendship is so real. If I wanna have friends, I wanna have a friend like Jamie or Mark. That's really cool. You guys are
Well,
killing it.
I'll tell
Well
you
done.
what, you've got friends in both of us, Izzy, definitely. After we've spent some time together at Gardeners World Live last month, such a fantastic man. Like Mark said in his introduction, just absolutely amazing.
Oh, dude, you're very kind. Thank you. But yeah, no, that's awesome. I appreciate that. I appreciate. But I'm not saying this just to sound nice and to sound all
No,
kind.
no,
But
no,
I
no, no.
I
We
am
no.
We'll,
I am
we'll,
I am
we'll give
saying
you
it
the
because
20
it's
quid
real.
afterwards.
Yeah,
It was 40, wasn't it? I thought, Mark, come on, dude.
yeah. 20 each. It's all right. Come on.
Yeah, get it right, Mark. Yeah, that's
So,
so good.
while we just mentioned Gardeners World Live, you were obviously there lots this
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you were building and going around the actual show. What do
Yeah.
you think of it all?
Well, first of all, bro, I have I worked with in obviously that was Kate. You guys both know
Yeah,
Kate.
yeah.
It was
Amazing,
a
amazing
baby,
woman.
and I mean, Kate is an absolutely phenomenal human being in every sense
Yeah,
of that word. I loved being. I was quite nervous. I get incredibly nervous when you go out to meet other people, and then even though you might not see it, but just being there with Kate and the people that were there to help. Kate is an absolutely phenomenal human being, and she is so she she does everything with her heart, and she's so organized, and she's so thoughtful. She cares more about people sometimes
oh,
more than herself, which is quite a remarkable thing to have in a human being. I
mm,
absolutely adore
yeah,
her. I mean, I would go on as far as I absolutely loved her. I've spent quite a lot of time with her, and I absolutely love everything she stands for. Her heart, wanting to do things right, really desiring to do things right by people, wanting to do all of those things. So for me, it was not, by the time we were there for a few days before they had even announced what the gold or what the silvers were, I had already won by the time we walked into that tent where they're gonna introduce who's won what. In fact, I couldn't care less about that aspect of the
yeah.
of the gardening show because there was something absolutely remarkable at the human level that happened when you're building. Do you know when you don't know people and you suddenly have to spend time with them, and
Mm,
you really get to enjoy them, and you really get to engage with them in a way that perhaps you don't get a chance to do it on social media. You get to see people for really who they are, and I really loved that aspect of being at in Ghana's world. It was just so fun, dude. It was
yeah,
just the days went so quick. The days went quicker than I had. You just got there, and before you knew it, you were having lunch,
yeah,
and before you
yeah.
knew it, you had to go home. So when I had to actually drive back from Birmingham back home to do a few things, go back to work for a few days, I had the biggest FOMO of my life, like genuinely, because I just absolutely loved being there. Like Kate, there was a lady called Heidi. She was absolutely phenomenal. You all know Nick, who was growing all the
Yeah,
vegetables. That woman is an absolute superhero. She's
she is.
absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely love hanging out with Nick. I love hanging out with Heidi. Natalie, have you met Natalie?
Oh, of
Oh,
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dude, just
Another
some
amazing
incredible
person.
people, man. It was just
Mm,
like in terms of people, if I could do it again with those guys, it would be absolutely, it would be great. And there was no ego. Sometimes you could do these things and there's just too much ego in the way. There's too much pride. People put themselves far, too too much in the front, and it almost becomes about them more than it becomes about the project. But
hmm.
working with people whose egos were nothing but just caring for you, making sure you. I don't know how many people have just been asking, "Have you had water? Do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of coffee?" So for me, on the human level, Gardner's World it was just like the biggest buffet you could possibly go off, but of just food that you just loved, with people who thought exactly like you, who loved things exactly the same way as you did. So I worked with some incredible people, and I,
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for the world. So
Mm.
I wore my my wrist thing, the entrance thing. I only took it off a few days ago because it was just so hard to take off because it was so for
Mm,
me, all of those it was just absolutely, it was an absolutely very, very deeply meaningful time. And to see Kate's dream of, fulfilling her dream, that was absolute pure joy. So by the time they had said what medals, what people won, for me, none of that really mattered because everything that mattered had already happened at that time. Because dude, I tell you, like yeah, I love Kate. I love what she stands for. I love what she believes.
yeah.
Her heart
She's
for people. She's awesome.
she's a fantastic
Oh,
woman,
she's great.
and you know, a lot of people probably know what she does for a living. She's a heart surgeon.
Oh,
So,
sure.
so you can imagine over the last year, the chats and talks and in everything that me and Kate have gone through. She's just brings tears to my eyes.
Oh, dude.
What she's
Oh, yeah. Uh,
Reassured you a lot.
she's really she's helped me out beyond belief. I just don't know what I'd have done without her, to be honest. Any time of
she
the
speaks so
day,
highly of
call her,
both of
message
you.
her. Oh, she's just an absolutely amazing woman.
She speaks very highly of both of you, and so part of the excitement for you meeting you is just because of how highly Kate speaks of you both, and it was just like it was incredible. But I said to Kate the other day, I said to her, you need it. I just want to see more of you. I want to see more of the stuff that you do and you believe in social
Yeah,
media because she's that woman is rare, man. She's very, very rare.
yeah,
I adore her in many ways. I really do. She's just like an absolutely fantastic. She's very selfless. She's
mm,
very sometimes, unfortunately, sometimes to her own to her own
To her own
detriment.
detriment.
Sometimes. But I've never met anybody as selfless as she
no,
was in many
no,
ways. She's very selfless with her money. She's very selfless with her time. She's like she's just very selfless, determined, and just a joy to be around. Just an
yeah,
absolutely phenomenal joy to be around. And for me, I don't know. I just found a really good friend in her. I just found just an awesome human being that I just
yeah,
love being with and being around. So
yeah.
there you
She's
are.
amazing. Right,
Yeah.
enough about Kate. Her head won't be able to get out the door in a minute.
If she can hear, if she's here and she can hear
He
me,
is.
I love you, Kate. You are the
She
He
best.
is.
is there. She
Yeah,
is there. She's saying, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, what did you think when she asked you to lay the slabs then for the greenhouse?
That there's another thing. You can stop all you like talking about her, but there's another thing. She was like, "All right, do you think you could lay some slabs?" And she's got this, she's got this thing. She goes, "Do you think you can lay some slabs?" And I'm like, well, we can give it a go. We can just give it a go." And obviously there I was thinking, do you know what? I'm saying this, actually, I'm just sitting outside in my garden and I'm looking at my patio and I'm thinking, I paid a lot of money for this guy to install my patio. And now I know what he's done. Do you know what I mean? Now that I know what he's done, I'm like kicking myself really hard. But
Oh,
but that was quite fun. It was quite fun to discover that I could I could do it if I'm usually quite okay with being practical and doing things, and I'm usually quite good, but I don't know why. There are certain things you're good at, and there are certain things you look at and they intimidate you.
yeah,
This was one of those things that I looked at and it intimidated me. But when Kate was like, he's like, come on, do you think you can do it? Give it a go. And I just remembered something I had passing. The guy said, it's quite easy. When you lay it, make sure there's no crosses in your line. I was like, but other than that, you can do it as random as you like, as long as the pieces fit. And so I just took it from there. I just tried to get the soil as level as I can, and I did it, and I turned out, and I thought, oh, so we can do this. So, but anyway, that's all right because I've got a massive garden project by the end of this growing season. So laying the patio at the back is just going to be quite handy.
brilliant,
So yeah, that was fun. That was really fun. Loved
brilliant,
it.
brilliant.
You don't know you
Absolutely
can do it
loved
until
it.
you try.
No,
Exactly.
no. Yeah, I regret having paid that guy. I just really regret it.
Oh
I
well.
really do.
Oh well. You live and learn, Izzy. You live and learn.
You live and learn, sir. You live and learn.
Definitely
You
do.
live and
Yeah.
learn.
So I think
Yeah.
Jenny just said, "What was your favourite part of Kate's garden?" That is a hard question.
My my favorite part about Kate's Garden is seeing Kate's Garden come to life and becoming what she wanted it to be, and just the
Yeah,
happiness that it brought her. That was my favorite part. Just seeing her succeed in what she set out to do. That was really my favorite part, and just taking part in it, just because you were surrounded by brilliant gardeners. I was in there as some kind of like as some kind of like savior or anything. I was genuinely just there to really help, just to really put this woman's vision into fruition. So to know that we did the best we possibly can do, and she was quite happy with it, and she loved seeing the end product. It was really cool. But if I could choose, there were two things I really absolutely loved about Kate's garden. One was the use of basil. There's this particular basil which apparently, as far as I understood it, it did not exist quite yet in the UK, or it did. It was a new kind of basil. It was terrible to taste, the guy said, but the way it attracted the bees, and the greenhouse, the artwork on the greenhouse
Oh,
of the thing. I mean, gosh, you
amazing.
could not, like, that was absolutely phenomenal. The artwork on that greenhouse was quite something. The
Yeah.
painting, all of that. Kate and another legend I haven't mentioned yet. I don't know if you know her, Lauren, who is a absolutely phenomenal human being. Is Kate's best friend. She was there. They both did, did the greenhouse. It was the color coordination between the plants and the paints that they have used to do the greenhouse.
Mm,
They matched. It was just such a beautiful match of just colors and of just the right plants, the plants that were, Kate said something which was quite good. She said, when somebody asked her, they go like, so how did you get to choose all these plants? And she said something which was cool. She said, I didn't choose the plants, the bees chose the plants. So
oh, yeah.
basically, every single plant that she had chosen, it wasn't what she chose. It was something she saw nature love,
Mm,
and she wanted to incorporate that stuff that which nature loved into her nature-themed garden, which was obviously around bees. It was one of those rare moments where you have created something for a certain aspect of nature, and that aspect of nature end up at your
mm,
garden, at your,
mm.
as a showcase garden. So for me, that was one of the highlights. I think the people, just being with the people and seeing Kate's idea of a garden come to fruition, and have been very, very happy with it before we were even judged. That was it. Because you see, unless a garden gives the gardener pleasure, then there's no point of that garden in the first place. Because of it has to give you pleasure. Don't You have to create it in a way that makes you think about it, in a way that just excites you. Because I don't want to, because a garden that is done for the purposes of doing it, when you are in it, you can feel it. There's no soul in it. There's
Mm,
just no soul in it. It's devoid of it's devoid of something. You can feel the odor of a garden. But when you were at the nectary, you felt that garden. It had an aura
mm,
about it. It had a there was something about it. So I'm more in love with the feelings that we create when we create a garden than I am with the garden itself, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Because unless you can derive certain feelings from how you plant your plants, from how you garden, and from how you do that, then I just feel like that's a waste of time. In the same way, I don't like too pristine gardens that are so pristine that have got lines and slabs that are all perfect and pristine. And I understand that is somebody else's desire and like, and it gives them pleasure, but it's not something I would like to see replicated in my garden, because of I just think that the only order I want to see is the order that mimics what's going on in nature, because of that's what's going to draw nature into my garden. So it's all different. We all do it differently, but I can excuse a terrible garden who's somebody who's done terrible garden with plants, but there's no excuse for not putting your soul into it. Your garden has got
Yes,
to have a soul, man. It's got to
definitely.
have a.
Yeah. Mm,
So for me, that was one of the most amazing things about the nectar. It just had a soul.
yeah.
It
Did.
really had a soul.
Great
So
answer.
I love that.
Great answer. So I know most of us, we all kind of used Kate's Garden as a central hub for Gardeners World Live.
Oh yeah.
And everybody was just joining up, then disappearing for a few, a little while, then coming back, disappearing. But you obviously must have got around the rest of the show and had a look at everything else. How
Yeah.
did you find it all?
Oh, dude. It's dude. It was just because I've never actually been to Ghana's World before. This was the first time I'd been.
Oh, wow.
For reasons that are beyond me, and I don't get invited to many things. So this was one of the few things I've been invited to do in this sphere, which I absolutely embrace. But it was like being in it, I love I love Thai food, right? I absolutely love Thai food. it's like somebody had taken me and put me in a Thai food restaurant when I was hungry, and they said to me, "You can eat everything." Do you know that moment before you eat? Before you eat, it's like a feeling of being hungry and feeling overwhelmed as to what it is that I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
So this was like a garden version of that,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
being at the BBC Garden as well, it was just like it was my sense was so overwhelmed, but in a really, really, really good way. You
yeah.
just see something you love and you go like, oh my gosh, I love. I mean, I saw some plants that literally just blew my brain. And I loved visiting. I loved visiting people who specialized in particular plants. Like there was this allium that they had on there. I think it was called Mohican.
Oh, yeah.
They had
Yeah.
them all lined up. I'd never seen a Mohican allium. And oh my goodness, dude. I don't know how many bulbs I've bought of that, just going back, seeing it again and going back and buying it. So that was quite
I think I've got one.
that was oh, have
Is,
you?
is it red?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on. It might not be it. I'm not promising.
Oh,
Is it
signal.
that?
That's it.
Oh, dude, that's it, dude. That's it. That's the one. Ah, dude, I'd never seen that before.
Mhm.
Ah, dude, that's the one, man.
Look at that.
Ah,
Yeah.
dude, that is like that. That really blew me. That really blew me. Just when you see them together in a clump as well,
Yeah,
something
I've got
magical
one.
about it. Oh, yeah.
I got one come up. I think there was about 3 or 4 last year, but there's only one come up this year.
That's
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, absolutely. Yeah. So that was quite fun to see that, and as well, you know, I love bonsai, but I don't know enough about bonsai to can
Oh,
talk about it as much as I can talk
they're
about gardening. But
amazing
I'll
things,
start.
aren't they?
There's somebody
Absolutely
who's
amazing.
training me. Oh man, bonsais are for me. It's like when you are bonsai, everything that you know about horticulture, you could know about a specific plant. You can really know all the ins and out about a specific plant, but everything that you know horticulturally about that plant, it literally goes out of the window when you have to start thinking about it in terms of bonsaiing it. It's almost like a whole subject on its own on horticulture, on how you can't even call it horticulture because I mean, I know conifers. Like, if you think about conifers, you know, we choose one, the Lendiai, whatever, you know, use everything. It's like once you start bonsaiing, it is so different. And just seeing people who have absolutely mastered the skill, people who have just literally poured. And it was quite nice to talk to some of these guys just to get to hear them because you know they tell you about the best time to plant, the best feeds, the best soils, the best soil mixes, or what they do, how they do it. So I mean, I've got so much bonsai stock right now. I don't even know what to do with myself. So it's just taken so much part of my so. And do you know what? I used to have a very complicated relationship with conifers. In fact, I could go out on a limb and say I was still in the process of learning to love conifers because they are just yeah, I didn't enjoy them because I've had to dig so many of them out in the previous house that we were in, and I swore that is the first thing I do when I become prime minister of this country is to
I
ban
can't.
conifers. But no, but then I've fallen in love with them again. So it's been a yeah, but they just make some of the best. They make some incredible bonsais like this one here. Ooh, like this bad boy here. I'm just sort of like training it. Can you
Oh,
see
yeah.
the big
Yeah.
pot? It's still in
So,
it's still is in
plan.
its infancy to be honest. But I bought this as a massive bush and just about 2 years ago and just trying to find its shape. And I've just reported it this year after I've spoken to some of those guys who say, you know, report it in. They said to me, no, put it back into organic matter, let it grow because there's so many soils you can use for bonsai that are not like your normal organic matter, but in order for you to get it to bulk up to a certain size, you just have to leave it in what they call, uh, you know, just organic matter. Like
Mm.
that is like that to you and me, that will be compost because
Yeah.
you got akadama, you've got pumice, you've got clay soil. There is so many loams. It's just so much. It's such a variety of them, and that was quite that was quite fascinating to learn. And I think the other thing which I found quite amazing, it was the salvias. You know, the salvias,
Mm.
the variety of salvias that were out there. It was absolutely insane. It was
Mm.
really insane. Um, I've seen a few. I've seen a few salvias there which I couldn't resist but get. And yeah, let's say after promising the family that I would not be buying any more plants, when we came home, it was not a very fun journey. It wasn't a very fun two and a half hours because
Full of
I
salvias.
was
At least
having.
it smelt nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
So when I
I
just went
couldn't.
over and looked at that allium, there's a big purple salvia there, and I can still smell it often because I put my hands
Oh,
through it, and it's just
oh,
amazing.
they're
It's just the
they're
best
gorgeous,
smell.
man.
Mm.
They are really fantastic, dude. Yeah, no, yeah, there's a lot of plants that I would not like eryngiums. I would never naturally gravitate towards an eryngium, but because of we had so many of them as well in our garden, I just suddenly I've just had a massive crush on them, and it's getting out of control because I've got a few of them. I just genuinely need, like,
They're
I
lovely.
just need to redo my garden really, to accommodate more plants, which I've got loads of at the moment. So yeah,
Good.
it's not been great fun. I mean, I'll just give you a quick zoom. It's all a
Oh
mess.
yeah,
Look at
good.
this. This is like, oh, I've just been working here a little bit. As you can see, all of this, all of it. It's like plants that haven't got a home yet. So they still need to be home. So you can see I've got all this obnoxious thing here, which has turned out, it's just taken so much of my room. There, the corner, that's where I used to keep all of my things. So as you can see, so I've had to put stuff on there, on the thing, just on the table there. And as you can see behind me, there's just plants on benches that really need a home. So I need to redesign my garden because I can't convince myself to give away any plants. I did separate plants that I wanted to give away and plants that I wanted to keep, and yeah, that didn't go too well because
Changed your mind.
yeah, it just didn't go too well. But yeah, no,
Well, summer will be over soon. You'll be able to put the paddling pool away and put them back where you want them.
yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that once I've redesigned the garden, then I wouldn't have to move it at all. We can keep the paddling pool where the greenhouse is because of that is the trouble is like to be honest, my girls have put up with so much of my hobby, and I feel terrible now. I absolutely feel terrible because it's just like we need a. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is room, but it's just like covered in plants. So they want it to be as minimalistic as possible, but I don't know if I can afford. Well, probably can. You get attached to plants. Let's face it. We are all addicts. Every single
Oh
one
yeah.
of us are addicts. Whoever is listening to this podcast, if you are into gardening, you are an addict. That's so. There we are. I'm an addict, and I can't I can't
You
help it.
can't
So there you are.
help it. You can't
No, I
help it.
just can't.
I just for a quick instance, I was watching Adam, our guest last week, on TikTok the other day, and he brought up 12 perennials for 25 quid, and I went, "Oh yeah, I'll have them." You just do it it's on
Yeah.
TikTok shop, and they're coming tomorrow. So you can't help it. You really can't help it.
No, no, you can't. You really can't. You know what I'm like with. I don't know if you guys know this, but I think there is nothing as beautiful as an acer in the garden, and I think acers are some of my
Yeah.
most favorite plants. And literally, I think I've got about, that is my 29th acer that I just, like, it just arrived.
Wow.
It just arrived today. I am absolutely an acerholic. I just literally have acers. everywhere, and I know I have to stop, but you just can't. And like some of them I propagated last year, and they took, but like seriously, some of them because of I've got so many things everywhere. I've got so many casualties right now of this heat. So and I don't know. I just have to do it on impulse, and that doesn't always help. To be fair, so
You can bonsai acers quite easy as well, can't you?
oh yes. Oh, they are some of the most they are some of the most valuable they are some of the most valuable to bonsai because they're so Japanesey. They are
Mm.
they are the OGs of they're the OGs of bonsai. Some of the aces that you see on if you were to ask the people who are on there, they would never tell you how much they're actually worth. And most of them they would not be selling them to you because of
Ah.
these plants can be they can be ridiculously. It's quite an expensive hobby to be in. I mean, I had an Acer which I bought about uh 9 years ago, and it was fairly okay. It wasn't like huge, but I grew it, and it got so big. And I had a guy came to me, he goes like, he had a massive bonsai collection. He says you can choose any, you can choose any bonsai in my collection, and I will swap you directly for that Acer.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I say, what? I was like, yeah. He said you can choose. So I went there and I chose it. And when when I showed one of the guys who does these bonsais in one of these shows, he goes, you got done there. He says you got done big time. He says that is one of the most that would have been a that would be much more valuable than the bonsai. So these guys they know things like things that you keep plants that you just keep for for keeping
Mm.
they they just absolutely know. They just really know what their value is because it's what they can do with them to propagate. They have a different way of looking at things like we maybe horticulturalists do. They are just they like this acer here, the one that you can see right behind me, that one in the corner there.
Mm.
He he off he offered me quite a fair bit to have that Acer. He offered me quite a fair bit to have that Acer, but I could not. I really could not. I couldn't give him that because of that was given to me by by a friend like 15 years ago who passed away. So that I can't part with.
Oh.
Like there's no amount of money that will make me part with that Acer. So these guys, they know their stuff. So when he says aces are super valuable once they get to a certain um, height to a certain number of years, they get super expensive. So that's why I don't love collecting them for that reason. I just think they are beautiful, but they are. But I don't I can't I wouldn't be able to even sell them because of I know what I'm like. The longer the plant stays in my possession, the more impossible it is for me to part with. So
Yeah, they mean a lot to you, don't they? That's the thing.
what
You
they
can't
do.
just sell them.
What what are the plants that both of you that you have in your possession that you would not for love nor money separate with?
See, for me, I'm more veg, aren't I? My main passion is
Ah,
veg. So
yeah, yeah,
my garden,
yeah,
I love it and I do it and I make it look nice, but
yeah,
that's it, if you know what I mean.
yeah. I got it. I
So
got it.
I haven't got that, that passion. It's getting better, I'm
Mhm.
enjoying it more and more every year.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it.
But probably
I get it.
4 years ago, it was horrendous. I used to cut the lawn once a week and do nothing else to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no. What about you, Mark? Got any special plants? Can't hear you. Turned your mic off.
Sorry, it's because the dog was barking. Mine would be the Tetrapanax.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
That is special. Every year, it's just like the one thing anybody new coming into my garden when they see that tetrapanics, they're like, "What is that?" It's just a
yeah,
complete showstopper.
Mm.
yeah, yeah. No, I get that. I there are some plants I am more. It's quite funny because of, a lot of guys on Garden Graham, they are more into like
No
growing
problems.
veg and growing, most people grow veg and all that. But I'm more, I would give up the room that I have to grow veg, to grow more flowers, to
Would you?
grow more. Oh yeah. Oh, like without even buttering an eyelid. I would, not that I don't love it, I don't want to, but if I had a choice, if I had to choose between growing veg and growing flowers, I would grow a garden. I would grow a garden. I just, yeah, I really, I get more out of that than I do out of growing veg, because I don't know. The thing is with veg, whether we like to, maybe it's just me, whether I like to admit it or not, there is an end, there is a motivation in growing veg that doesn't exist quite as much in people who grow flowers. I feel like when I grow veg with the intention of consuming it and with the intention
Mm.
of a reward at the end of it. Whereas the reward, I find the reward of flowers and foliage, it's quite different. The feeling is the same, but it is quite different. I just feel like when I can grow these things for the sake of growing them, and I can still attract wildlife into my garden without veg. And again, this is not a generalization, and I'm not saying people who do this they are bad. It's just me from my own perspective. It's more like, oh, dude, sitting amongst flowers, sitting amongst, aces, roses, dude, sitting among roses. It's just one of the it's a lot more rewarding because it's easy to show veg. You go like, and I find it so strange because of people who show veg. It's okay. There are people that are accepting of that. But there's something about people when they show flowers. The people who love veg, they think that the people who show flowers are showing off. But it's like, no, 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 we're not showing off. We're doing exactly the same thing that you're doing with your veg, except for us, it's more like it's a little bit different. You can't eat it. I mean, you can eat nasturtiums and rose petals, and there's a lot of flowers you can eat. But oh, dude, I would grow. When people come for dinner to our house, when they bring flowers, people who really know me very well, they go like, "We don't know whether we're bringing these flowers for. We don't know who we're bringing these flowers for." You know. So I'm into flowers, dude. I'm a dude who loves flowers and who would not apologize or feel the need to justify that. I'm a flower dude all the way. Boom.
Well,
That's
that's ruined one of your questions for later, anyway.
is it? Oh, I do apologize. Sorry. Sure. Went ahead of you there. I do apologize.
he might,
I
No,
do
it's fine.
apologize.
No,
he
no,
might throw a
no, man.
curveball out.
Yeah, we're gonna
Might,
have
might
to
change
change that one up, Mark.
something.
Sorry, lads. You should have given me a warning as to what to expect, and I
No,
wouldn't have
no, I'm
opened
only
my
playing, I'm only joking,
opened
honestly.
my big mouth.
So, Izzy, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us about your background and where you grew up and where your passion for gardening came from originally.
Ah, well, I grew up in South Africa. I'm from South Africa, obviously. I grew up in a township in South Africa. And if people have been in South Africa, they've probably been to the touristy, wonderful beach. But I grew up in a township. Now, a township was kind of like was like the places where the white South African, not to be political, but you've asked me where I'm from. It's like more the township was where the white government of the time took all the black people, forcibly removed the black people from their own land, and they just put them in these places. And those places were called townships. It's
Right.
like living in corrugated iron houses, like just makeshift makeshift houses, no water, no electricity. I can actually remember when those things were being installed. And so I grew up in that. So the name of the township I grew up in is called Soshanguve, and it's called Soshanguve because of they have taken the first letter of every language that was spoken in that township and they named it that township, if that makes sense.
Wow.
Soshanguve, so Sutu Shangani Nguni Venda. So those are all the languages that are spoken in that township. So obviously you can imagine uh, a very difficult upbringing. It was very poor, very, there was not as many resources as there were available, no running water, none of that, none of this. And food was very scarce. It was very hard to come by. And so you had our parents who grew up with just growing food. If you wanted tomatoes, you had to grow tomatoes. If you wanted
Yeah.
onions, you had to grow onions. If you wanted
Mm.
something to survive, one of the best ways of growing it, because of food was not coming into the township, was just literally to grow it. So my father grew quite an awful lot of our own fruit and veg. Like
Mm.
he even used to grow tomatoes in the winter, and tomatoes in the winter they were so bitter because of the environment was still okay. The winter were not quite as severe, so it was a winter good enough to can grow stuff. And the tomatoes that are grown in the winter, they were absolutely bitter. We had to eat them with sugar rather than salt because of they were so terrible. They were so bad. So to try and mask that they had to like we had to eat them with sugar. So we that grew corn, that grew this, that there was quite an awful lot that we grew. I don't think that's where my passion comes from, but it was probably that's where maybe it sort of like kind of started. And
Did you used to
so
get
yeah,
stuck
that's
in and help
that's where
him?
it grew. Oh, big time. I did. Oh yeah, we all did. We all
Yeah.
did. We he used to grow. Here we grow a lot of sweet corn, don't we? But at
Mm.
home we grew corn because of if you grew just corn on itself, there is many uses. We had so many much more uses for corn than we did
So would that
just for sweet
would that be
corn.
maize
Yeah,
equivalent like maize? Yeah.
yeah, maize. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly that.
Yeah.
That's exactly that. It's a field corn, I suppose. But yeah, maize. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, maize. So we would go because there is even the thing that we eat to this day called pap, ugali, or whatever. It's just this starchy thing. It's still made out of maize. It's still a staple to this very day. So
Mm.
that's one of the things that just come up, that has just come up, um, that has just come up out of that. So a lot of people had to garden out of really just difficulty. So people shared quite a lot of products like carrots and potatoes and all of this, and some people became expected other things. So I think that's where I think I think fondly about that time, big time, but it wasn't one of the nicest times to grow up in. But yeah, and so that's me, my background. How I got into gardening when I first moved to England, I just come back from traveling around. I've just traveled around the world, just literally just travel around the world, and we were doing a lot of charity work, mission work, and we had just been everywhere. We had just been in the Middle East, in Southeast Asia after the tsunami, that massive big tsunami hit a few years
Yeah.
ago, and we were helping there. And then I met my girlfriend, now wife, there, and so we moved here. And then when we moved here, because I was sort of like working as an engineer watchkeeper for large boats and all that, and so when we moved here, uh, I couldn't go work at sea anymore because of, my wife wanted somebody who was present at home all the time. So I had to stay at home and find another job. So I went back into sort of like horticulture. Then I was employed to work in the garden center. I worked for one garden center down here. And even though I left that industry many years ago, the passion for plants and for gardening never left. So I fell in love. In fact, I was living in a flat and I bought a cherry blossom, which was about this big, and now it's absolutely huge. It's what rekindled. It's what that blossom rekindled my love for all things botanical and horticultural, I suppose. So I never had any professional training like most horticulturists on here do. So a lot of the things I have learned um, I have learned from the old boys, like the proper old boys, the guys who knew gardening from a very different era, who
Mm.
had tricks on how to grow stuff and how to do stuff. And so there was a guy called David Dawson. He was my line manager at the time, and that guy knew everything that there was to know about everything he spoke about. with regards to horticulture.
Mm.
And listening to him was so I worked with him for many years, and he taught me quite a lot of things. I think gardening is one of those things. It's like you you learn it as you go. That's why it's so interesting being on Instagram with gardeners, because of people are doing things so differently from how you are doing them, and their methods are just as successful because of those are methods that you haven't tried yet. You are just used to growing tomatoes a certain way until you hear somebody goes like, "Oh, this is how I do it," and it's very different. That's why I can't. That's why I am very careful to look at anybody with a critical eye when they do something completely different from how I do it, because of it's a method. It's a method. The results are just the same. So I had my methods. I came with my own methods, and I just share the love, and I'm hoping more than anything that the love and the passion and the joy and the authenticity of horticulture and of plants, it comes more than that. I don't want to be popular. I don't want to be so much popular. I want to be more passionate.
Sorry,
I'm
what?
pursuing passion more than I'm pursuing popularity, because there is
Mm.
something, passion can take you places where popularity would fail halfway through. So passion doesn't die, and passion just lives. So I am I am pursuing passion. I don't want to lose the awe. There's something about gardening where you don't want to lose the wonder. There is a wonder that comes with gardening. I mean, like, think about it. How weird is this? We love flowers. We love flowers. We love to see things grow.
Mm.
Although it's quite simplistic, but I think there is something much more meaningful for me, that it's the awe, it's the aura, it's the magic, is that
Yeah.
inner child to go like, I'm in love with petals. People who love roses love petals. And that's exactly what we love. And for me, that is far more satisfying than any amount of popularity that I can get. But popularity is not something I desire, want, or would crave, or would just do anything. That's why I avoid dancing or doing certain things on social media like a plague, because I'm not because I just want to talk about plants every opportunity, because of if it- if the love of plants and with the magic of plants, if it can hit you in the very core of your soul, like, I mean, every fiber of your heart, if the magic of horticulture and the magic of plants, do you know how crazy it is to come back from an incredibly busy day and walk into your garden, and then you just look at a plant that causes you to think of nothing else, even if it's for 5 minutes, but just that plant?
Mm.
That's what I call awe, bro. That's what I call wonder. That's what I call the magic of horticulture. And for me, that is why I want more people to get into this, to discover that. It's like it eliminates heartache, it eliminates it. I know we say these things like cliches because of their truth. It eliminates anxiety, it eliminates stress. I find for me it eliminates quite a lot of those things. So a moment in the garden can take away mountains and heaps and heaps of stress. So my passion comes from, I garden as much for the love of flowers as well as for, sorry to sound this cheesy, and I hope it doesn't come out as cheesy as it sounds in my head, but I love it as well for the just for the philosophical side of it. There is so many things you can look in plants that you can apply in your own life. It's like,
Mm.
like when you plant cosmoses at the very beginning, the fact that you have to pinch them, for me, that is a metaphor of life itself. Things that go through pain, things that go through stress. I cannot explain pain. I cannot explain why we have to go through pain as human beings, but I can look at a cosmos and think a cosmos I pinched is growing a lot more stronger, and it produces a lot more flowers. And the only reason is because of I've pinched it. And I've done this experiment. I've got two cosmoses that are, I've got two cosmoses in one pot that I've pinched, and I've got two cosmoses in one pot that I haven't pinched. And the ones that I have pinched, dude, you should see the bars on it, dude. You really should. In fact, just to make sure that people don't think I am just sort of like saying things for the purposes of saying it. I'm just gonna walk into my daughter's pool and show you this. So if you cosmos here, um, if you look at this, this is the cosmos of peach. You know, our peach here, the scars are completely gone. You can see they're gone, and it's growing in
Yeah.
a V shape. And this one as well, two of them in the same. And then if you look at the buds, look at all these buds here. Look at how
Oh wow.
many buds it has. It's got tons, and some of them have even finished flowering. Now I'm gonna show you the the one that I planted all at the same time, but it did not do quite as well. I didn't pinch it, and here it is. Look, all at the same time. You can see the stem is the same, but no, there's absolutely no buds on it. If you look at it, no buds, none whatsoever on it.
Yeah.
So for me, that becomes a metaphor of life. It's like I can't explain suffering. I hate suffering. I hate seeing people suffer. And what if what I consider to be suffering, it's actually life just giving me a pinch so that I can be able to handle all the growth that I need to carry into the future.
Mm.
So there is that philosophical aspect of gardening for me. It's like I can explain most of life by exploring it through the lens of horticulture than I can in any other way. That maybe the things that needs to change is not the like I was pruning my roses the other day, and I just suddenly had a thought. What do my roses think of my secateurs when I approach them? Do they associate my secateurs with love, or do they associate my secateurs with torture?
Yeah.
Are my secateurs are my secateurs a torture instrument, or are they an instrument of love?
Mm.
To me, they
Mm.
are an instrument of love. I'm only pruning my roses because of I absolutely love them. But from the roses' perspective, that could be very different. So, and I also wonder what is it in my life that I have looked at as a method of torture, but it was actually an instrument of life, just making me a little bit stronger to be able to can carry more. I mean, show me anybody who's got an immaculate rose garden, and I will show you somebody who knows how to prune. So pruning, although it might be a very painful thing from the perspective of the rose, but from the perspective of the gardener, it is not. It's a love instrument. It's meant to bring the very best out of you. It's meant to bring it's meant to bring the best version of who you are in the same way that my secretaries are meant to bring the best version of my roses. They have to flower as best as they can do. So there you are. But I have that understanding. It makes life a little bit more bearable when I suddenly realize that there are certain things that maybe my plants might not fully understand why I do them, but come spring when they flower, they are gonna be a lot more great. I bet if these two cosmoses can have a conversation, they go like, "I got pinched, dude. I just got pinched. I'm only as good as I am because of I got pinched. All I have is the scars to prove it. I'm only as good as I because of." So there you are. So I love horticulture for what it does to my mind, my heart, and my soul. But I also love it because of it is only through it that I'm able to understand certain aspect of life that might seem a little bit difficult. It's like if you understand how a plant grows and then you can apply that somehow to your life. And I'm so sorry to everybody who's listening because I know this sounds really cheesy, but it is my truth. It is honestly, honestly, honestly my truth.
Definitely not cheesy.
Doesn't sound cheesy at all.
So
Amazing.
Not
there
at
you
all.
are, like, I'm glad it doesn't come up. It just sounded so cheesy saying that in my head.
We're all
Like, oh,
gardeners, and we might not think exactly the same how you do, but I go out into the veg plot. Like tonight, I was doing a bit of watering, and I sat there and looked at my row of 5 fennel plants, and just was mesmerised by them, thinking, look, just absolutely amazing, miniature, tiny little plants, which 3 weeks ago, had just popped out of the soil that much, and now they're beautiful, about 6 inches high, and in another 3 weeks, they'll be just it's mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing.
yeah,
Almost like
yeah, no.
church, isn't it? It's our church. You come out and
Yeah,
appreciate it every night.
Mm.
you really do. I mean, you talk about church. I mean, we're sorry to say this, but again, if you look at most of the religious literature, as it were, like you have to wonder where we human beings have lost our connection with the natural world because every single story of the ancient, every single story of all, and you don't have to be religious to appreciate this at all. But if you think about it, think about where all the religions say the human story start. Like, think about where the human story start in most religion, whether they are Christian, Hare Krishna, whatever. They all have something that begins in the garden, and it's very interesting because I did some reading up on this. The word, the word garden, as it appears in ancient Greek, it actually the word garden, when you say it in Greek in the original, it means paradise. The word paradise literally means garden in literally, like not metaphorically, not no no the word paradise. When you see people on Instagram, they put snapshots of the beach and the sea and the seagulls coming in, they say paradise. No, 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 paradise is under your nose every single day, every
Yes.
single day. Like, every single day. It- Paradise, you don't have to go miles, you don't have to go and take a plane to be in paradise. Your paradise is literally just outside your front door. The word paradise in Latin, the word, it literally paradisio. It literally means garden. It literally means garden. It literally
Wow.
means garden. And for me, it's like, hang on, we have lost something. We have lost something as human beings to go like, hang on, if paradise exists outside of my house, why am I spending all of these monies, all of these things, going to look for paradise elsewhere whilst I literally, do you know, when I go on holiday, every gardener will know this.
What?
This is why every gardener, when they go on holiday, the only thing they think about when they're on holiday is going back to their garden
Yep.
because that's their paradise. That is their paradise. That is paradise.
But
Literally, that is
also,
paradise.
you're not always, if you're not thinking about going back to your garden, I always think about going to see a garden while I'm on
Yeah.
holiday.
Yeah,
Wherever
yes,
it is
yes,
around the world.
yes, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, that is so funny. Oh, man. It's so good to know I'm not the only one. It's so good. It's so good. Yes, it is. Yeah. No, 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 you were right. But Jamie, sorry, Mark, one of the things, one of the things I absolutely find quite interesting about you, which I would love to hear you elaborate on, is where does your authenticity come from? Like, just your authenticity. What do you trace that back to? Because you are just a pleasure. I can listen to you and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I love this dude. This dude gets it. Like, where does that come from for you? Like, how are you able to be the way that you are, the Mark that can be so authentic and not even apologize? You are authentic in a space that is so unauthentic. That's what I'm trying to get at. How are you able to maintain that, to keep that going, and to be so real?
I guess it's because I wear my heart on my sleeve. I am me. I'm not putting any front up ever. It's always me. What you see is what you get. What you see online is what you get if we meet in the street. There isn't any pretending. There's no, it's just me. It's how I treat everybody. And I treat people how I want to be treated myself.
Yeah, that's awesome. How about you, Jamie? Because you guys you are legit.
It's hard to try and answer questions about things when somebody said really nice things. It's really really hard because I don't know, maybe I never think about it. I don't see myself through other people's eyes.
No, no,
But yeah, just same as Mark, there's no pretense on Instagram whatsoever.
yeah,
It is me. I do cut the swearing down a little bit.
uh,
But
yeah.
it's just, it is what it is. You just nice person. I'm nice to everybody.
No, that's good, lads. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so cool. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not being weird, but I just think,
Izzy, answer that question yourself, please, because I don't think I haven't known you that long. I've probably spent an hour, a couple of hours with you here and there
yeah,
at Gardener's World, and now we've had an hour. And I think
Oh,
you're
Izzy, yeah.
probably one of the most authentic people I've ever met in my life.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And oh yeah, God, what have we done with your podcast that we've turned it into this? But
It's
I
good.
I just legitimately refuse. I absolutely refuse, and I try not to be. I try, and I don't know if I succeed at all times, but this is my pursuit. This is my one desire. It's very tiring to be something that you are not. It's exhausting.
Mm.
I don't think I could be able to maintain that level of energy all the time if I could not be myself because of I
Mm.
know I would be emotionally tired. Um, the thing is with this the thing is I don't know. I just think that if you are being authentic, you you don't need to apologize for it, and number B, you don't need to make any excuses for it, and then C, it's like people will get it, and people who don't get it, that's okay. I don't expect the whole world to absolutely get it or to get what I'm up, what I'm about. I mean, I had somebody once on Instagram go, they said to me, they DM'd me, said, "Oh, I love your content, but man, we could use seeing less of your face and more of your garden." And and I was like, "Ha." I said, "No, I'm really, really sorry. I'm terribly sorry, but this has been my method, and this is how I have been doing things. And I'm
Mm.
sure there's an awful lot of people who would appreciate your follow, who do things the way you want them done, but this is how I do it." So I'm not willing to change just because of somebody finds my way of doing things to be very, I don't know, to be very, I don't know, offensive to their own sensibilities. I wouldn't go out of my way to try and offend anybody or to try and say something about somebody, but no, I'm not apologizing or changing how I do things because of that is what fits. Look, I don't have to be followed by the whole. I mean, you guys, your following is absolutely unreal. I mean, the amount of followers that you have, it is absolutely
Oh,
magical. But
his is, mine isn't.
yeah, yeah, I know. Dude, can you send more followers my way and say, hey, follow this lovely gentleman?
Share
No,
him out,
but
Mark.
yeah, but Mike, then I really admire that, and I'm thinking, wow, I want to emulate what these guys. I want to emulate what these guys are doing. They are doing so brilliantly. Like you've got great followers and you've got all of this, but I wouldn't change any part of me that's me in order to get that.
Definitely
being
not.
No.
being who I am, being what I am, and being how I do things, it is far more important to me than the amount of people that follow me. As much as I would love to have more followers, I'm not gonna pretend I don't want to because I would love to, but there is nothing that will cause me to change what I do to try and fit a mold in order to have more followers.
Mm.
I could not care less about that. So, um, I mean, it's quite funny because of I think as well, Instagram has got to do with too many algorithms. I don't know why, but I seem to be doing a lot better on TikTok and all the rest of it. But I still would not change that, even if it gave me more followers, because I'm not an influencer. I'm a gardener. First
Yeah.
and foremost,
Mm.
first and
Mm.
foremost, I'm a gardener. So, but I admire that. But I think what I try to do to answer your question, bro, I don't want to compromise on authenticity. Like I don't always do things always for the right reasons. On even on Instagram, I don't think I always do or post things always for the right reasons. But 90% of the times, I know hand on heart that what I do is it comes from a really good place, a place of authenticity. I mean, when I share something, it's something that has really captured my heart and my eye, and I just put it out there.
Mm.
I mean, but it's always from the 90% where I do things really really authentic.
Mm.
It's easier. It's so much easier.
Well, it's got to inspire you as well. Like if you're putting something out that you don't believe in, then why would anybody else be interested in it?
Exactly that. Exactly that. So yeah.
Also, there's no point putting stuff out that just because you think other people would like. I just can't see the
I
point of
think
that. And there's so
that's a
many
waste
people
of
do
time.
it.
That is a. It's quite funny because of there are some people as well who are not gardening on Instagram. They are just there to be absolutely toilet status. You fill in the gaps. They are just there to stir things up, like to just make some. You can read through people's posts if you've been doing this. Some people they just want to get to people. They just want to get to other people who do things differently, either simply because of they are jealous of what they do, or
Mm.
they just send out all these encrypted messages and you read them, and I just laugh. I find myself laughing, and I'm like, wow, you really had to come to Instagram and let us know how much you hate everybody by encryption.
Yeah.
What an absolute waste of time. And well, you could have shared, you could have showed me a petal of your rose or how your sweet peas are doing. I couldn't care about you going like, oh, like anyway. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
We've discussed things like this so many times. I just don't understand how people have got the energy for it.
It's
There's so much going on in your lives, including, normal life and then your
yeah.
gardens and everything else. Why would I waste my energy and time on rubbish?
No, I am like, I refuse. Oh,
Mm.
there is a button that Instagram has invented, which is an absolutely fantastic button. It's called block. Have you lads heard about it?
Used it a few times.
Oh, that Instagram button is absolutely delightful. It is
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. It will save you an awful lot of hassle. It's
Mm.
block. It's spelled BLOCK, baby. That is incredible. Or limit. Oh, dude, you will be surprised what that button can save you. But then again, it depends why you are here in the first place. Like, if you are here, dude, I champion you, lads. I really, and I'm not championing you because of it's a lovely thing to do, but I genuinely love what you do. I'm super jealous of your following. Let's get it out there. Don't get me, don't, you're not getting scot-free. I am super jealous of the amount of followers you get, but I absolutely champion you. You are absolutely deserving of every single follower that you got because of you. You are doing it right. You are doing it right, real and authentic. That is more precious than anything else. So
Stop
kudos
it.
to you both. Send them followers to me. Not you good, you good boys. You good.
Let's talk some more about you, Izzy, shall we?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Do you,
Well, if you
what
must,
about work? What do you do for a living? Is that in horticulture in any way?
no. What I do actually. What I actually do. Like the only thing I do that is horticultural in my life is my garden. It's just
Oh,
literally that's all I do. I work for I work for Guildford Borough Council. So I work for Guildford Borough Council. It's like it's not very far from my house. I literally walk. So I literally walk. We work on the waste management teams with the lads and just sending out the lads out in the in the morning and all that. They come back and I'm back home. So I start quite early, like about 6 o'clock I start and I'm back home by about 12 o'clock, which is why I'm able to do so much gardening and pick up my kids
oh,
from school.
lovely
So
hours. I'd like them hours.
no, yeah, no, I'm in early bed. I love waking up early. But yeah, no, nowhere near horticulture. I don't know if I would want to do a horticultural job. I just don't know how it's gonna affect my love for what I do. However, there is I I also work part time for a church, and they've got this massive podcast that goes out. It's a devotional podcast where it's like a devotional. It's called the Lectio 365. It's an app you can download. It's a very spiritual. It's sort of like has to do with meditation and all that, but
Oh,
it's sort of like a very different aspect of that. And so I'm involved with that. It's called the 24/7 prayer movement. So I'm involved in that with that app. It's quite a really cool app. It's been listened by about I don't know like something like 300,000 people every day, literally.
wow.
So that aspect of it, it's been fun. But when I say I am a Christian who's absolutely bad at being a Christian most of the times, who's just seeking to be It's just I'm just trying to be as good as I possibly can, and I'm also aware of how miserably I am failing at it. So yeah, I'm a mixed bag, bro. I am a mix. I am an absolute mixed bag. I
Good.
really am.
It's the best
Best way
bags.
to be.
The best bags.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I think you've got two daughters. Did I hear you say?
Yes,
Yeah, I
I've got two. I've got two
met one.
daughters
I
that I came with.
met one at Gardener's World,
Which one, the young one or the older one?
The older one.
the older one. You
Yeah,
brought
yeah,
her.
all right.
Yeah, well, met her. Do they ever come and help you in the garden?
They, my oldest one, who's now a teenager, she used to do it all the times, and then she came to that stage where she's a teenager. She's
Mm,
cool. She's likes to hang out in her on the. She still loves it, but my youngest is just constantly out here with me, constantly.
brilliant,
But it's really good. It's really good. And
brilliant.
my
Get him into it.
no, I am like my they both love it. I mean, my youngest daughter doesn't really love a lot of vegetables, but if we grew it, she would devour it. I don't know
Mm,
how that works, why that works, but she will absolutely devour it. She really would, especially if
mm,
she was involved in the growing process. She will murder it, and then
brilliant.
one
It's the
day
opposite of
change her
George.
mind. So,
George likes growing it, but he won't eat it.
George is a legend, dude. George is an absolute legend. Love him to bits.
Yes,
Really do.
yes.
Yeah, man.
What have you got? What have you got growing in your greenhouse at the minute? Then what veggies
At
you
the
got?
moment, I've got about 11 species of tomato, and I've got 5 species of peppers, like both, bell peppers and chili peppers and all that.
Yeah,
So I've got 5 of those. It's been really good. The greenhouse has been really fun, and I also have there is a plant that my mom used to grow back at home. I've got so many plants that I'm growing in the greenhouse, in a very small greenhouse, that are not that that I'm just simply growing for the just because of their sentimental value.
yeah.
Nothing. I mean, I've got 2 mango trees. I've got 3 avocado plants, and I've got a plant is called frangipani or planaria. It's called.
Yeah.
Um, I mean that flowers here. Luckily that flowers. But I mean, an avocado and mangoes, I would never ever ever. I don't know if I ever will, but that's not the point. I just love the fact that these are seeds that I got from my mom's garden.
Oh,
So I've got something
wow,
that's
brilliant.
growing in my mom's garden that I've got here. So it's a very weird kind of connection. But that's for me, that's the magic of plants. That I've got exactly the same plant with the same DNA that my mom is looking after in South Africa,
Fantastic,
that I'm looking after here.
brilliant.
So that is
It's,
for me, that
um,
is.
will your signal reach up there? Can we have a look?
Yeah, I will take it out there,
Oh,
and then
lovely.
yeah, it's a very it's a very small one. So there we go. This
This.
is where I initially grew my this is where I initially grew my garlic, which I've recently harvested with my strawberries next to them. And I
Did you get
found,
a decent harvest of garlic?
yes, I did actually. Yeah, no, I did. I did. They were not quite as big as they usually are this year for me, but they were. But that's because of I grew a different species again.
It's been
That's because
dry as
but
well,
it
hasn't
was
it? It's
quite
been
good.
so
Yeah,
dry.
yeah, it is. It really is. So in here,
Wow, look at that.
this
It's full of
this is
tomatoes.
this is all my my tomato. I've literally just pruned. I've
Wow.
just literally
Yeah, look
pruned
at
all of
those.
this. So I've got, yeah, it's been fun in here. So like these tomatoes here, I ate them I bought them from the market and I tasted them and they were so delicious. And I saved some seeds last year, so I planted them this year, and I was like, yeah,
Oh, brilliant.
we'll have we'll have some of that. And then here um I've got this one again. It's like I plant tomatoes on the basis of taste. This one, I we when we went to Portugal as a family, I ate this tomato from the supermarket. It was delicious. I don't know what it's called, so I only call it a Portugal tomato.
Yeah.
So, and I've got this. This is the sweet million.
Oh wow, look at that.
Lovely. Look at
Yeah,
Loads
that.
of little ones.
I've got sweet millions. So they are the little ones. They are the little ones. And here I've got this one. This is the beefsteak tomato. Um,
Oh yeah.
but I've got beefsteaks. Yeah, that hasn't produced quite much. But here at the top, it started showing some sign. And then here I love black cherry tomatoes. So I've got black cherry tomatoes in this corner here. I've got,
That's a lovely one too.
yeah,
Lovely.
and I really do. And here I've got this one again, sweet million, because of I love small cherry tomatoes. And yeah, and I had some plum tomatoes as well, which were growing in here, and I had to take them out because I started noticing some spots. So I panicked a little bit, and I was like, no, we're
Get it
taking
out.
these out. So we're taking this out. So here I've got like gem squash and I've got some cucumbers. I've harvested quite a lot of cucumbers already in here,
Oh
but
wow.
that's a gem squash there. I don't know if you where is it? That's a gem squash there.
Uh,
So
yeah.
it's growing in here just so this is a frangipani. So a frangipani or plumeria, this is what it is. So I've got a few species of it. Like you won't see them. They're not very typical here in the UK, but I've seen them at Weasley and all that. So this is them here. And I also planted an acacia seed, which I keep in the greenhouse, which is doing quite good. But love that. So that's a pepper. And this is my bonsai forest. It's called a Metis sequoia. But
Ah,
Oh wow.
the thing is, yeah, the thing with this one, it is so sensitive to the wind. It just doesn't like the wind. As soon as it's outside in the wind, it's sort of like it dries out. It dries out really quickly. And this is obviously my mango tree. I've got two mango trees. That's a mango tree I got. And this is another avocado bonsai, which I am trying to get a little bit of movement on. So technically, I'm breaking the rules because you can't make avocado bonsais, but they're not classed as bonsai. On the purists absolutely don't like it. Purists don't like it because they go like,
Yeah.
that's too big a leaf. That's too big a leaf. So yes, I've got quite a few. Like this one here, I grew this from seed, and I'm just you see it's got a little bit of movement, and it's quite cool because of in the evening. I forgot what this plant is called, but I got it in my mom's garden, the seeds. As soon as it gets dark, the leaves go to sleep like that.
All
wow.
right, they curl up.
And then, yeah, they kill up. That's it. So, and I've got my turtles in here. My turtles in here somewhere. Don't know where it is, but it's probably having, probably having a kid. So,
Ah,
You've got a
oh,
tortoise.
yeah, I've got a tortoise. Well, actually, I have inherited this tortoise. The girls were excited about having it, and they did not look after it anymore, and they all disowned it. So I've inherited the tortoise basically. So
Don't tell my wife. My wife is badgering me about getting a tortoise. I
oh,
don't know
dude,
why.
so simple. So they are the easiest of animals to look after. Have you guys heard of this? I saw this at Gardener's World. These summer flowering strawberries, like summer breeze, they are called. They got this red flower. If you're at Kate's Garden, you
oh
would have
no.
seen them. And I bought them. They yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how they go. So really looking forward to that. And I love a good Nicotiana as well. Oh, Nicotianas
Mm,
are really cool. All
beautiful
from
colour.
yeah, all from seed as well. And we've got some corn here in the back. For me, it's all about space. I maximize space. So this is all my at the back there it's corn, and at the front here is sweet corn or what you call
Yeah.
maize. Um, and this is it. This is literally my tiny little garden all the way here. I've just had a plant being delivered today, and
Oh
then
yeah.
there's
What have you got
literally
today?
but then
What did you get?
I'll show it to you, dude. It's like one of the coolest. It's like one of the coolest aces you can. Oh, I love this ace. Look at this, dude. Dude,
Oh
look at
my
this.
goodness! Look at that.
Look at this,
Look at the
dude.
colour.
It's like it's got a pink it's got a pink variegation on it, dude. Look
Oh,
at
look at
that.
that.
Come
It's
on.
amazing.
It's like a pink, but
That's
it's
stunning in
called
the
Asa
winter as well.
Taylor. Oh, dude.
What's it called, Izzy?
It's called Taylor, Asa Taylor. Literally
Ace
just
of
Taylor.
Tails.
Just a, if you do Asa Taylor or pink variegated, it's just gonna be, oh, dude. I mean, look at that, man.
Lovely.
And then,
Really, really good.
yeah, and this is from Gardener's World, obviously.
His
I love
hydrangea.
that. Yeah, hydrangeas. Just
Look at the
it's the
colour.
pet. It's the
Amazing
petal.
blue.
It's the petal on it. The petal on it is
Mm.
absolutely crazy, dude.
It's almost
Really, really
neat.
cool.
That's so blue. It's like almost looks like it's lit up from behind,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Oh, dude, it's like incredible. And the petals on it, if you look at them, they are not your typical hydrangea petals. They are, but they are quite small. They are really, really, really tiny.
Yeah.
They are really, really tiny. Well,
Veins.
they are not petals, we know, but
Mm.
they are just gorgeously tiny. So yeah, I quite dig that. Really dig that.
Amazing.
But yeah,
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
boys, it's been
Thank you for the
absolute,
tour.
absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
It's that time for Mark's
Yeah.
lightning round, which you've already ruined.
Which I already feel terrible about that, and I apologize deeply. Sorry, lads. Sorry.
So the first one, which I'm really interested to know this answer. So, what is your favourite band or artist?
Bro, my favorite artist at the moment is a guy called Gregory Porter.
Oh,
Just one of the most incredible jazz musicians at the moment. His vocals are absolutely insane. He's just I love jazz. I enjoy jazz. So at the moment, he's just like one of my favorite artists.
he's got soul.
Brilliant.
Oh, he really does. Hey, Laura, it's me. Oh, yeah,
Is
that
he the
that makes
fella
me
who wears
sing.
the hat all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who wears the hat all the time.
Right round his
He,
chin.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually a skin condition he's got. That's what makes him wear that.
Oh, I see. I thought he
Yeah,
just had a cold head all the time, like Mark.
yeah. I can't imagine him. I cannot imagine him wearing it now. This in the last 2 days. That would be brutal.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's really great. He's really really good.
Mm.
He,
Yeah, and I enjoy podcasts as well. So, but yeah, definitely that.
Gregory Porter. Next one is: in the summer, are you a cuppa in the morning sun or a cold drink watching the sun go down?
Oh, I'm more of a coffee. I'm more of a coffee guy. In the morning, I prefer the. I love the both because in the morning I can have a coffee, and then in the night I can just have a beer. Yes, I can have a beer whilst I'm watching it. I'll have them both.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what's your favourite? You've got to choose one.
Watering with a beer, watering with a bottle of beer in the
You
evening.
can't beat it, can you?
That is
Just,
nice.
No,
I
just can't
love
beat
water. There's a lot of people moan about watering, but I love
it.
it. I
Oh
absolutely love it.
no, I do love watering with a bottle of beer, just walking around.
It's
So,
almost meditative, isn't it? Just
Oh yeah.
chilling out at the end of the day, looking
yeah.
at plants,
Yeah.
keeping them
Winding
all
down,
warm,
isn't it?
winding
Mm.
down, ready for the evening.
Oh,
So the next one's the one you've ruined. So flowers or edibles?
oh, dude. Oh, yeah. For me, dude, like just 100% flowers without
Flowers all
buttering
the
around it.
time. The next one, beach or forest?
Ooh, beach. Yeah,
Beach.
Beach.
I'll go for the beach. Yeah, I'll go. I love the. Oh, that's a difficult one, dude. Beach or forest? Whew. No, I'll go for the
Oh, you
forest. I'll go for the
changed his
forest.
mind.
Oh.
No, I'll go for the forest. I'll go for the forest.
Both amazing spaces, but the forest just beats it.
Yeah, no, the forest. Definitely the forest. Yeah.
Next one is go-to emoji in a text message.
My emoji. I've got two emojis. Like I always leave them. I have got that sign, but my favorite one is my favorite one is gotta be the small plant, the small seedling and the
Oh
green
yeah, the
heart.
little
Yeah, yeah,
seedling.
The
yeah,
small
yeah,
seedling and the green heart. Those are my
yeah,
number one emoji. Like both of them at the same time.
yeah.
They are my go-to
Mark, can you
emojis.
remember who else had that one?
Uh, I'd have to say Ben.
Yes.
Oh, was it Ben?
Yeah, flat not
Austramaria Ben
Alströmeria
Cross.
Ben.
Who's that?
He's always Ben Cross, Austramaria Ben. He
Ah,
grows all the
yeah, 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 yeah,
Austramaria.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh,
British
right, yeah,
Flowers Rock.
British
yeah,
Flowers
yeah, yeah.
Rock. Yeah,
No,
he's always
no, fair. No,
he's
I
a
thought you
dude.
meant, I thought you meant Ben, Bristol, uh,
No, not that
block,
Ben.
27
block
Bristol.
21B. Yeah, 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 yeah.
No, he's not. He's called the Gardening Postman now or something, isn't he?
Oh,
Oh,
the
he
No,
is on
he's
Ben.
still
TikTok.
part
Oh,
of
Ben.
20.
He is
Yeah,
on TikTok.
yeah.
Oh, he's changed up
I found
on
him.
TikTok, has
Yeah,
he?
I
Yeah.
found him on TikTok. Yeah, yeah. Cool dude. Really cool dude.
He's cool. Next
Um,
one. If you could only have one snack for the rest of your life, what would it be?
one snack. Dude, you are absolutely horrible with your
Come
questions.
on, we want something. We want something special from you. Come on.
Something special for me.
No digestive biscuits or something boring like that.
No. Uh, bro, my snack to go to is cashew nuts, bro.
Cashew nut.
Oh, I love a cashew nut.
Cashew nuts, dude. I like literally when my missus goes to shopping, she every week never forgets cashew. Like it doesn't even have to be. I love cashew nuts, bro. Yeah, I will destroy those any day, and then
Tell you
have
what,
a terrible
other nuts
indigestion
I
and go to
like,
bed.
and I haven't had them. I've only had them for the last couple of years. Macadamia, they're
Oh
lovely.
yeah,
Macadamia nuts, the big round ones. They're
yeah,
just almost melt in your mouth. They're
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Lovely.
No, all nuts I love, but oh my goodness, that sounded terrible. But all those I love, but I just don't. Yeah, no, I love, but there's something about cashews. I just love cashews.
Never
You could do so many
tried one.
things
I'll have to try one.
in a week. You want?
Oh yeah.
Never tried cashew nuts. I'll have to try some.
Have you not?
I'm
Dude, I'm sorry to
missing
say this,
out.
but you've been missing out on something absolutely precious there, dude.
Well, if you're recommending them, Izzy, I'm going to go and try them.
Oh, you
Oh,
should,
they
dude.
are good.
You should.
They are
You
good.
could get them in so many flavors as well.
That sounds like a game changer. That does. I'll have to try them.
Oh, you really have to. You must.
Uh,
You must. They're good.
the next one is finish the sentence. My perfect day would be.
My perfect day would be just for a lovely walk at Weasley with my girls. Just that would be that
Perfect.
would be just a perfect walk at Weasley, which is literally 5 minutes away from my house. Is
Is it
already is
really? You
yeah,
lucky man.
yeah. It's like literally 5 minutes out of my house. I mean Weasley. So that for me, like with for me, that's a perfect day. That is a perfect day.
So just ask your daughters now. Is that their perfect day as well? Because I saw somebody in the pool. Are you going to get
Yeah,
the same reply?
like they would go to with me to Weasley if we don't go via the garden center at Weasley. You know the garden center there. They will go. They will go with me. That's my usual one. It's like literally the worst thing I could ever say to my family is I'm gonna pop out to the garden center really quickly, and all I can hear is like bye bye. But then I also understand because I don't understand the concept of shopping. Somebody who decides to go to a shop and look for clothes or anything, it's just that's one thing I never quite understood. But I don't think my family knew how I felt about it until I go to a garden center because when I am there, baby. everything stops growing. Everything. So, and it absolutely drives them insane. Like, it's so stressful going shopping. So when they say they don't want to go with me, I totally get it, and the other way around. But a walk at Weasley, just a good old,
Lovely.
Sunday walk. That's perfect.
I've never been. Never been. We'll have to arrange it and I'll come up. We'll
We'll
go
have to
together.
go together.
Lads, if you do come, you have to let me know because of I
Yeah.
do a mean barbecue. I do a
Oh,
mean
That'd be
barbecue. So please,
epic.
if you ever do, like I would be super offended if you came to Weasley and you did not let me know. Let me know because of I will host you at my house and then I will cook you a mean barbecue.
That
That,
amazing. Right. We'll
is a
hold you to
deal.
that.
that's a
We are
promise. That's a
sorting that out.
promise.
That's going to happen.
Definitely.
That's a promise on my part.
Awesome. Right, back to
Brilliant.
the lightning round. The
Yeah.
next one is, what is today's favourite plant? Is it going to be that Acer?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
Asa
Oh
Taylor.
yeah. Dude, it's gotta be Asa Taylor, man. Have you seen this beauty, dude? This is insane. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's an Acer, dude. It's got pink on it. It's a
Look at that.
pink Acer.
Yeah, look. Oh,
Look at
wow.
that. It's got pink variegation on it, dude. Come on. It's got a pink variegation, dude. That's a cool Acer. That is a cool Acer, dude.
definitely a good one to choose.
Yeah.
Next one is, what's your favourite season?
Oh my goodness, your questions are evil, dude. My favorite season. Ah, dude, come on, man. You are asking. Uh, am I the only person you're asking this, or do you ask everybody this?
Everybody
Everyone.
gets them.
I know you do. I know you do. I just don't know why I didn't think about it. Bro, oh, man, Jesus, it's like, what's my favorite plant? You might as well have asked me that terrible question. What's my favorite season? My favorite season is, I think, I love. I don't know, dude. Sorry, but you know this is a difficult one. I love every season for different reasons or different plants that come in different seasons. But if I have to choose, oh gosh, dude, that's terrible. I'm gonna have to go for autumn. I'm
Awesome.
just gonna have to go for autumn. If I have to choose one, I love them all, but if I can choose one that I love the most, there is something about autumn. It is the end and the beginning of something altogether.
Yeah,
Because for me, a garden begins in autumn, not so much in spring, because autumn is the beginning. Autumn is where your first everything that's gonna we love spring for. It starts in the autumn. You know, the cool air of the autumn. The aces begin to change color. Everything, all the plants have got all that they need to go through the winter and the beautiful colors and all that. Autumn, dude. Your questions are evil, bro.
yeah. Autumn faces is perfect. They
Oh
do
yeah,
look very good
Mm.
in autumn.
they do.
Wonder what Taylor will look like.
Yeah,
It's going to look good.
we shall find out. We shall find out if I don't kill him.
Yeah,
Yes, you
the
know what I mean.
next one is, if you could make one thing disappear from your garden or the gardening world,
Bindweed,
what would it be?
bindweed,
Bindweed. Oh,
bindweed,
straight in
Wow.
there.
bindweed, bindweed, bro.
It's
Oh, oh
evil
man.
stuff.
It
Evil.
is.
No, but bindweed was planted by Satan himself. That stuff has got absolutely no reason to be in the garden, man. Just chokes everything else.
It's awful
Just
stuff. It
chokes everything.
strangles it, doesn't it?
Oh, bindweed.
So the next one is, what's your favourite weed?
Well, we know what isn't.
Yeah, my favorite weed. Yeah, but then that's gonna depend on what your definition of a weed is, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you something. My I think a weed I would call marigolds. Hate them things. I mean, I grow them for the purposes of tomatoes, but because for me, a definition of a weed is anything that's growing in the garden that I don't want to be growing in the garden. So if we're gonna go by that definition, then marigolds, man. I hate marigolds. Sorry for people who love. I grow them for tomatoes and for repelling insects, but I like genuinely. I have an absolute uncompromising hatred for marigolds. I really do. Sorry for people who love marigolds,
They
but I
do a
can't stand
job.
marigolds.
So
No, they do their job, and that is the only reason why I grow them. Otherwise, I would not be growing these things. I just don't like them at all. And grasses, I don't understand grasses. People who grow grass, like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I know why they do, and I'm not saying people should not do it. Like, I get it, but I just don't understand the concept of a grass. Like, they look good where I see them, but I've never actually entertained having a grass. I don't hate them. I just, I'm in the process of learning to understand what it is that people love about them. So,
I think I could convert you. I think you need.
Yeah, I like grasses.
oh, I do. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I just don't. I just, yeah. I'm learning. I'm learning to love them. I need to learn to love them. I'm sure there's a way I could go. I've just never been very drawn to them. But then there's so many things I've never been drawn to that I absolutely adore now. So,
Mm.
I'm
yeah.
going to bombard you with pictures of grasses now.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably, look, I'm an addict of so many things already. If I have to be an addict of another thing, literally, I just
There's
don't
no
have,
room left in your garden.
I don't have, 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 I don't have capacity at the moment. So, fine.
Grasses can
Yeah.
stay out. Next one, garden visit or a plant shopping trip.
Oh, oh, we just covered that.
Where did you go to get these questions? Like, you just went from the pit of hell. You just went from the pit of hell, and you just go like, I'm gonna find some of the worst questions I could ever ask you. Oh man. Well, right now, I would lean more towards a visit because as much as I would love to be a massive buying bonanza, I would appreciate going to for a visit. But then again, the visits, you all know, this is an addict talking to other addicts. It's quite difficult to go to a garden center, come out empty-handed, isn't it?
Mm.
That's just
It's a really
craziness.
tough one.
Empty-handed.
Yeah, but yeah, no, for the moment, probably a visit. A visit will
Get
be
some
far more
inspiration.
beneficial, but it's gonna fail miserably if I attempted it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Even if I go to a certain orange garden centre stroke DIY shop, but even if it's
Oh
for a
yeah.
piece of wood or something DIY, you
Oh,
still have to
dude.
do a tour around the
Oh,
garden
yeah,
centre a
yeah,
bit as well, don't
yeah.
you?
Yeah, that very shop you're on about. I went there. I went there 2 days ago. Luckily, I was with my daughter, who literally kept an absolute massive watch eye on me. But it
Dragged
was
you
a quick
away.
one. It was a really
I can
quick
remember
one.
going
But
in for a tap washer before and coming out with about 40 quid's worth of plants.
dude, yeah, no, that yeah, no, that orange shop is pretty. It's very very destructive. I get it. I totally get it. I was told once, I misunderstood the instructions from my missus. She said to me, promise me you are never ever going to go to a garden center for this until the end of the year. I was like, yeah, you got it. But then she wasn't specific enough because she didn't mention DIY stores. So
Ah.
clearly,
They sell plants
clearly,
far too many places now. You can get away with
yes,
it.
yeah,
If you go to a garden centre.
that was a loophole that I could not be held responsible for. Yeah.
Next one is, what's your favourite garden scent?
Oh, my favorite garden scent go it's gotta be a Philadelphus.
They are
I
beautiful scent.
absolutely love a Philadelphus and Emily Bronte Rose. And Emily Bronte Rose and the Philadelphus, they are just something else. They are just incredible. That's my that those are my two favorite. So I've got more, but those are the scents that I look forward to the most every year. That's the
And
scent of a Philadelphus and the scent of an Emily Bronte Rose.
beautiful. And then the final one is, what would you want your gardening legacy to be?
My gardening legacy, I just want I, I just when it comes to I just want I just wanna be remembered for one thing really. Like if people won't remember anything I ever like whatever like in terms of gardening, I just want people to go like he loved the garden so much, he loved plants so much that I could not help it but love plants and look after nature as well. If one human being can say to me, your passion for love for plants and for gardening, it rubbed off of me so much so that I have literally started loving plants as much as you do. For me, for that's all I need. Like if somebody can just say your joy, your passion, and your love for horticulture and plants was intoxicating and inspirational. That's it. That's it.
I bet you've definitely inspired people. I'm 100% sure of it because your passion and your joy of gardening really is infectious.
Mm.
Yeah, I hope that that comes across. It's not something I try to do, but it's just genuinely, I really do believe this is something I really am. I mean, I do speak at church as well. I did a talk at church, like just, like theology through the lens of a horticulturalist.
Yeah,
And that for me, like everything that I do, you will be surprised how much gardening and plants and my understanding of plants and my understanding of horticulture, you'll be surprised how much of that influences so much of what I do.
with
So
everything else.
I love it. So for me, that's it. That's enough.
Brilliant.
Don't need anything else. I'm not.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
Been a
I don't know
pleasure.
about you, Mark, and everybody else, but I've absolutely loved chatting to you tonight. Izzy,
Oh, thanks, Lance. Thank you.
been amazing. Really,
Thank you
really
for
good.
having me. Thank you for having me. Really, I it really means a lot
Yeah,
to
really
me
good.
that
Really
you know
good.
you're kind enough to have us. So thank you.
I'm so glad we met at Gardeners World Live, and I'll now count you as another lifelong friend, I believe.
Do bro, yeah. You know, same here for the both of you. Same here. I've always admired you from a mighty long distance, and to have the privilege of having met you, hang out with you, show you for who you are. And can I just say, nobody can rock a hat, any hat, like Mark can. Dude, you rock them hats, dude. You rock hats. It was quite nice. It was, yeah. No, thank you for having me, lads. I really appreciate it. And
No,
I
so
will take
welcome.
it
Thank
very
you.
personally if you come this side of town and you didn't send me a message because of I would love to host you here for a barbecue and a couple of beers.
We'll definitely have to sort
Knocking
that
on
out.
your door.
Definitely
Yeah,
have to sort it
you
out.
will be absolutely welcome.
We
Promise
don't
you that.
we
Brilliant.
don't turn down invitations. Definitely not.
Mm,
Not especially not if they got barbecues
You
involved.
have got
Barbecues
this
and
one.
beer.
You have got this invitation standing. It's standing until you come. Just know that you've got this invitation standing.
Awesome. Fantastic. Izzy,
Well done, lads.
thank you so much,
Thanks,
Thank
and
you,
we'll see you soon.
boys. Thank you,
speak to you
boys. I
soon.
appreciate you. Appreciate
See you,
you.
mate.
See you
Love
later,
you.
boys. Thank
Cheers.
you for having me. Love
Bye.
you, loads, boys.
Take
Bye.
care.
There's Izzy.
Wow. Wow. What a man.
I'm gonna have to edit out quite a lot of Izzy praising us, otherwise people will think we paid him to say it all.
Don't you dare. Leave all that in there. Oh, what a lovely chap.
He's so nice.
Yeah, fantastic man.
He's wonderful.
Fantastic man. No, he is. Really is.
Wonderful guy.
Remember last week when we finished and I went, oh, Moss, what did he do? All the bloody plant pots.
Oh yeah.
Look now. Look what he's done this time. He's been pulling apples
Pulling your
off
apples off the tree.
off the tree, plucking them from these low branches and pulling them off. Oh, both of them.
Well,
What have you been doing?
I've heard of June fall before, but not
Look,
dogfall.
Moss, you got. Sit. Brambles got one. Moss has got one in his mouth. Blooming dogs. To be honest, I was going to chop them low branches off anyway.
I've just got to go get something. I've got to show you something.
All right, okay. Oh, I wonder what that is. Don't you leave me hanging too long. I've got no comments either, so I can't even see what people are saying because my comments don't work. Hope you all enjoyed our little chat with Izzy, like we did.
Guess
What have you got?
what I've got in my hands.
Oh, give me one clue.
Something that I didn't have in my hands last year.
Courgette. Did you just pick that there and then?
No, I had it earlier, but I'd put it further down, so I forgot to bring it back. Courgette! Here's the start of the glut, so I'm going to be sick of these things in a few weeks.
Good.
Got a courgette.
Brilliant. Well done.
My squash arch is going crazy now. It's growing like a foot a day now.
Yeah, I've just noticed this last 2 days they're starting to wrap round and they're on the way. I reckon, yeah, another week and they'll be off.
Yeah, mine's probably one of them's 4 foot up already.
Oh, I ain't got nothing quite that big yet. But
Just one's just gone, right, I'm off. But yeah, I've got it all wired this weekend and it's just in time, I think.
yeah, I had a little bit of a session of, starting them off and getting first few bits intertwined and then that's it, they'll go. Yeah,
You should have done your video about what way to plant them earlier, because Debbie had already planted all hers, so hers are all the wrong way now.
Oh, bugger. Bugger. Well, if you twist them round while they're small enough, they're not too big. It's just when you let them get quite big
and then try and
about 3 foot long and quite girthy, it's hard to twist them round and get them in.
you snap it out.
Yeah, and it's so gutting if you snap that off. Horrible, absolutely horrible. Right, Mark, I'm going to go.
Time to go.
You know what I'm going to say?
I haven't eaten yet.
I haven't eaten yet. Brilliant. Thanks, Izzy. Thanks, everybody, for watching again. Yeah. And thank you, Mark. It was really good.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Yeah. See you later.
Fantastic episode. Bye, everyone.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Through the Garden Gate.